Ah, oh, I can click on my thing. And
But I want you to click on mine.
It's gonna have to put up with here. Bloody hell. NVidia allegedly launches Geforce RTX 3080 Ti, 3060, 3050 Ti, 3050 in January 2021. The 3060 gets 12 gigs and the 3060 Ti gets
They have a typo in there.
8.
That's not right.
Is that 18?
Someone
muffed that up.
This sloppy editing.
Hey, Hussein, you're stuffed up, mate.
If we just go ahead and skip all the words and talking.
Oh, the words and words and words and words and words.
And we come all the way down to this. This is the important part.
Ooh, look at this. This looks
I'm going to
cool.
take us off the screen for a minute because that's a lot of words.
Holy smokes.
We have the RTX 3050 with 4 gigabytes of RAM.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
So they're going to release another 4 gigabyte card because
They can.
that's stupid, but you know, it'll sell because it says RTX. And then a 3050 Ti, which is interesting because this claims 6 gigs of RAM, which is good because the Ti should really be better. Now, what's interesting about this is, do you remember the... Go ahead and bring us back. Do you remember the 1050 and 1050 Ti?
Yeah, I do.
Do you remember that the 1050 had 2 gigs of RAM and the 1050 Ti had 4?
I do now.
And then the 1060 had a 3 and a 6 gig card?
Yes, they did.
And so the 1050 Ti actually had more VRAM than a 1063 gig?
That's true, it did.
Isn't that weird?
That
but
is-
it never had the RAM to... I mean, the 1050 Ti didn't have the RAM to... It didn't have the performance to use the RAM.
Ah. That's true.
You know...
Well, interesting that it's got the same amount of gigs as the 3060.
Right, but the CUDA core count is different. But take a
That's
look at the CUDA
true.
core count between the Ti and the 50. 2300 versus 3500.
That's true.
If this is true...
Why would you bother with the 3050?
I bet you 1,000 gold stars that the 3050 will not require a PCI Express power connector.
Like the 1050.
But the 3050 Ti
will.
Now the 1050 Ti didn't.
That's true.
But you see, they didn't use the TIs with the more recent. Okay, instead of calling them 2050 and 2050 Ti, they called it 1650. What the hell did the 16 come from? The 16 is confusing as hell.
Someone woke up at 3 a.m. and thought of that.
It's dumb.
I agree.
But not only did they do that, they did the 1650 and then the 1650 Super, but no 1650 Ti.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh no, but it's better. The 1650 Super is actually a 1660 die cut down from 1408 to 1280
That's true.
or whatever it is. It's almost a 1660, but they cut the memory bus back from 192 bits to 128 bits, but they put the GDDR6 from the 60 on instead of the GDDR5 from the 60.
Are you following along?
Oh no, it's better than fracking that. Because you have a 16, the launch 1650 has GDDR5 on a 128-bit memory bus with 892 CUDA cores. But they also made a 1650 non-super with GDDR6.
They did.
Same 892 CUDA cores, same 128-bit memory bus, but with the higher memory bandwidth. And then they made a 1650 Super with 1280 CUDA cores and GDDR6, and the chip from the 1660 cut down. And then you go to the 1660, and it has GDDR5, but on a 192-bit memory bus. And then the 1660 Super has the same 1408 CUDA cores as the 1660 non-Super, but it has GDDR6.
I've got something for you, darling. You ready? It is, I moved it. Why did that go there? That's not in the right spot. Silly thing. Oh, hang on. I'm having too much fun with my buttons.
You need a larger Stream Deck.
I do.
Okay. If this gives me a headache, somebody who follows this for a living, this is my job. How in the actual fire truck is the average normal person who has a life and other things to do besides keeping up with every little card release supposed to go online to Amazon, go online to Newegg, walk into a Micro Center, walk into a Best Buy, see a row of video cards, and make any sense of it? It feels like intentional confusion.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially with the 10, 16, and 20 gig cards, you can't compare anything. So people are like, well, then what do I do?
Let's see what chat is saying. Come over here. Oh, that's the wrong mouse. That's all very... I'm going to steal your mouse.
You can steal my mouse. I got a couple of super chats. Do you want to do that while they're...
Please don't... EVGA, please don't send me in-stock notices when you have no stock. That's happened to me several times at several places. Amazon actually sent me an in-stock notice for a 3080 the other day. I was actually using my phone for something else. So I'm sitting there typing on my phone. The little pop-up from the phone notification comes down. Amazon, stock notification, 3080 is in stock. I hit it. It opens it in the Amazon app, out of stock. I clicked on it the second it arrived. Let's see here. I'm actually scrolling back up. NVIDIA Tech's brain is a vault. Oh, thank you. This is why nobody sends Tech and Rogue anything these days. Yeah.
Chancellor Palpatine, confusing product names are our specialty. That is funny. Why do we make sense of it? We watch tech deals to learn about GPUs. Thanks, Stilgray Rider.
Yeah. Okay. That all gives me. So first of all, this is a ridiculous chart. This is way.
Someone spent some good time.
Way too many cards trying to cover every little teeny.
CUDA cores. Look at the 3080 Ti and the 3090, same CUDA cores.
Well, yeah, the 3080 Ti is going to have 20 gigs of VRAM. They were going to make a 20 gig 3080, but they've canceled that.
It's only on the 320 bus, though.
Right. Basically, the 3080 Ti...
Its bandwidth, though, is the same as the 3080.
Right. What it is it's the CUDA cores of the 3090 with the memory bandwidth of the 3080.
And same TGP as the 3080.
Right. See the 320 and 320-bit memory bus?
Yep.
760 gigabits per second memory bandwidth?
Yep.
And do you notice the VRAM is 20 versus 24?
Mm-hmm.
But if you come up here, the CUDA core count... Basically, a 3080 Ti is a 3090 with the 3080's memory bandwidth, but doubled to 20 gigs from 10. That's it. Simple.
Yep.
Which really makes the 3080, which makes the 3090 kind of pointless for most people, except that...
Well, it's going to be what, $900?
1,000. Well, I've seen several numbers. Which source would you like? I'll find you a source that says what you want to hear. And you get your news source, and you get your news source. So, coming to the mid-level cards for a second, do you see up here how we have the 3060 and the 3060 Ti?
Yeah.
And do you see how the CUDA core counts are actually 1,000 CUDA cores apart?
I do.
Now, the 3060 Ti is actually only 1,000 below a 3070.
It is.
This may very well end up being pretty close to a 1080 Ti level performance or an RTX 2080 non-Ti performance.
How many CUDA cores does the 1080 Ti have again? Do you remember?
You know, I don't remember, believe it or not.
I don't remember either.
You know what? I cannot keep all that in my head.
I can't keep
That's
it
ridiculous.
on my head either.
But this is rumored to have 8 gigabytes of GDDR6, and it's rumored to cost $400. But I've also seen that this might cost $450. After all, can you buy a 3070 for $500? No. So, I mean, these numbers don't mean anything. Street price is what matters.
Exactly.
And then the 3060 will be cut down to 3800 CUDA cores, but only have 6 gigabytes of memory on a 196 memory bit bus.
192.
That's what I meant. But it may be, if it's $100 cheaper, that might make sense. It's worth noting, do you notice that the 3050 Ti and the 3060 are actually the same chip, but the 3060 Ti is not? The 3060 Ti is a cut down 3070, but a 3060. So, okay, get this. The 3050 and the 3050 Ti are completely different chips.
Correct.
The 3060 and 3060 Ti are completely different chips.
Correct.
The 3070 and 3070 Ti are completely different chips.
Yep. And then same with the 3080 Ti.
The 3080s are all the same. The 3080, 3090s are all the same chip. The 3080 is a cut down 3090.
What's the difference between the 200, 250, and 300?
Those are just models. It's the GA102.
Oh, okay. That's the main thing.
So the point is, here's a thought for you. A 1050 and a 1050 Ti were really the same chip. There was a difference in about 10% difference in performance, but they were the same chip. A 1063 gig and a 1066 gig are the same chip.
I remember that conversation.
A 1070 and a 1080 were the same chip. A 1070 Ti was a cut down 1080, but they're actually all three of those were the same chip. But this time around, the two 3050s, different chips. The two 3060s, different chips. The two 3070s, different chips.
Yep.
So if you actually want to compare the same chip but with a variation, it's 3050 Ti to 3060.
Yep.
And 3060 Ti to 3070.
Yep.
And what's on the bottom end of a 3050? Are we going to get an RTX 3020?
3030? That'd be cool. That's easy to say.
I literally have a headache looking at this. This is ridiculous. You need a 3050, a 3060, a 3070, a 3080, and a 3090.
Yeah.
That's 5 cards.
That's 5 cards.
That's all you need. You don't need more than that. Any more than that is just confusing as heck.
Yep. Yep. 3080 Ti versus the 6900 XT. It's coming.
Ugh.